kill for the G2 side, and further presence pressing forward, trying to establish the map control and the mid control, and m0NESY also pushing downstairs via the B site. Now in a connector, could find the bomb carrier here. It all comes up to timing. He's just having a read onto Fuzi. He doesn't extend all the way to try and grab the kill and actually loses his life for it. It's a 4v4, but he gains info.
A very important kill to be answered back, and now you can just see the CT stacking up the A side. Even with that in mind, though, look at some of the entries that are coming through for the NIP squad. Up by one, now getting the smoke down to try and get onto the side.
Oh, a secondary kill, a third one, in fact, for the likes of Jax. Can't quite make it a Quadra. Hunter's there to try and back him up and regain a man advantage for G2 now. Bomb dropped in the open, and the P250 of Hampus rocking Raid Boss in this round. Not going to rock the clutch play, gets at least Alexi B, but no more than this one, it seems.
Just trying to draw the fights, trying to initiate those 1v1s. Jax has still got a smoke to play with. They're actually giving them the respect of being able to pick up that bomb and to try and get it down.
Can also try for a rotation back towards that B play. The concern is going to be the information given up towards the G2 side. Got a little bit of time to work with, though. He could slow walk his way up towards the stairs at least, but you can see Hunter starting to get the inkling now. He knows that this is a possibility, and he's going to account for it.
Now, you'd have to imagine for Hampus, if there's any way to win this round, taking the fight and being able to beat out Hunter has to be the start.
And his moves in, knife pulled out, P250 in against him, going to cross out towards default, just try to get that bomb plant in, could be denied, and indeed it is. It's a pistol win for the likes of G.
Smoke down towards the bottom of ramp, really trying to take the fight head on. And for NIP, they're going to put a HE forward back. That's doing some further chip damage onto Nico.
46 points of health for him now, NIP, in a very good position overall. Some damage here and there, and following up with a second good kill. Nico's head taken off his shoulders. It's a 5-on-3 advantage. No trades found by G2 thus far.
This is going to have to be risk-based Counter-Strike now for G2. Going for some level of a gamble stack or an info play. 3v5, they don't really know too much of what's going on, and it could just be some further aggression. Try and get m0NESY in for a pick.
Second by an incendiary force forward against Fuzi, who has him covered. Puts bullets down range, but unable to get the definitive kill for it. Just chip damage away on that one individual player. Meanwhile, Plopsky starts working out towards the mid position. Seeing nothing of the G2 side right now. m0NESY does get a trade back, and Hunter starts looking into mid as a bit more of a directed defensive. But the T's seem like they want to commit towards the A play.
Yeah, Hunter's got a molly that he could put down towards that default position, trying to deny the bomb eventually when it goes down to the bomb site. And look at this gamble stack. It's coming in towards A.
Smokes up, flashes over, sprays through for m0NESY, trying to catch off some T-side elements. They've also got some backup utility back in the back lines. 13 seconds, and finally a blind kill comes in, so we do find ourselves at even once again. Nades back, Tag staying alive. Hunter peeks forward, though, gets the kill against the man, and that should be enough to win the round. T-side is Nico that draws first blood, though.
Now, there is a quick trade immediately with that AWP, but ESL does not know about this bait and switch setup. 2 players over, Jax has been seen. They don't know about the teammate.
And Hunter will find a responsive. Jax barely spotted out by the likes of ESL. And again, they can't hold on to the man advantage, and they can't get access into the B site. So the default continues playing out with this 2-man boost in mid. The 3-on-3 situation in G2 will not bite on the aggression.
Now, Lexi just trying to keep eyes on to mid in case there's an aggressive mid walk or a lurk, a setup coming through for the NIP squad. We've seen in the mid round, they like to slow it down, try and bait a mistake, allow an over-aggressive play to come through. And even for Nico, look how aggressive this is.
Flashing from Fuzi to lean forward, unawares of where Nico is. Trying to look up towards 51 and the Harps position. See anything as of right now, though, with the 2 teammates walking out towards mid, though, indicating there's going to be a bit more on the table. That distraction keeping them away from mid, leaving Hunter exposed on one side of the site. Incendiary coming down, that will lead to his demise, unless LXTV gets the kills, and he doesn't do so. But calls in the info to Hunter, who makes it a double instead, and turns the whole situation around for G2. Fuzi in the 1v2, has the bomb on his back, and is pressing up through the stairs, but Nico make his players out towards the stairs position. Jax, Nico having their crossfire set to play anti-flash against NIP. Not a lot of rapid control being taken. Instead, G2 are going to take it back with Jax. A kill on Hampus. Starting off the kill counts in this round, and again, NIP just fall away.
You could just feel, with that pick coming through, you're driving the T side to elsewhere on the map to regain some map presence over to mid and potentially over to B. Alexi's waiting for that walk forward from ESL.
Spotted out by ESL. Smoke down to the left to buy himself a bit of cover. We'll try and see if we can funnel them towards the outside of the site. Evade most of the nade damage, and the incendiary coming down. A second HE lands for 34 points of health, though. Jax continues watching, continues peeking in. 20 seconds, and NIP have got to make action now. Smokes will come down. Jax will get forced back behind, and the Molotov trying to drive an invisible CT away as Hunter gets away with the kill onto S-Tag. Alexi's still back over a quad, finally accounted for by Fuzi. They almost didn't do so, and Plopsky gets a trade back to a 3 versus 3. The bomb's got to commit and get planted. Hunter trying to see if he can find it in the midst of the smoke, but can't quite manage to do so. And all that distraction pushes Plopsky in an aggressive position, but Nico on the backstab deals with Res. Fuzi with a responsive. Plopsky responded by Hunter to a 1 versus 1, but 5 HP for the man to try and catch the AWP off his AWP v AWP battles here. But where does he go with this? Fuzi playing careful. AK now back in his hands. And hearing the footsteps of Hunter making noise on the site. Shots ringing out. Can't quite find the man. Defuse kit to hold the whole defuse. To hold the whole defuse. It seems like Fuzi forced out aggressing.
Opportunities.
Hampus boosted up again to try and make a B play. There's only one player on the site itself, though. Max hearing the util being thrown down. The nades. Hampus pixels away from spotting that man. The Molotov's back at quad and his attention's in the wrong direction. Will spot out Jack trying to take the spray down. Nico there with a quick tap to respond. The 4 versus 4. And now backup has arrived, but the commitment's yet to come through. It could still come back out towards the A site. S-Attack does get Nico, though. That might change the plans.
Very clever here for NIP. They're putting pace down over towards B. They're drawing as much of that util as possible, and they're sensing misdirection for the European squad to start pulling them around on the map. At least Modessy's hearing the footsteps.
Aggressive to try and challenge onto the wall to Reyes. Drop that bomb to give it a second shot against Plopsky and drop him to the man advantage, making it triple and all. Doesn't need to quadra. Alexi progressing in from mid. Able to get down ladder room and try find another counter flank for the G2 side here. Press them, bracket them into the B site, which is the right call for this AK. The flash is going over from Hunter. Will try and stall as now it's his turn to solo hold a site, but not completely alone. Alexi B closes in the pins into the backstab, deals with Reyes, drops that bomb, leaves Plopsky alone to clutch it. 45 seconds to try and do so. Leaning in against Hunter, who reveals his position. Plopsky Molotov's trying to drive him out in the open, trying to force out a decent kill, will be able to do so. But now got to focus on the backstab, where both CTs are coming in from now. The bomb's dropped on the lower floor, I think, as well. Doesn't stop the spray. Plopsky unawares of where Monacy's at. And
definitely has that feeling behind them. G2 all over them in this standpoint. Honestly, from the sandbags, has got some further support with the util.
Smokes and Molotovs or incendiaries combining. Flash forward for Nico again to try and go for the peaks and picks. This worked out well in the previous round. He's going to aggress very far forward. Monacy does bait in the shot from Fuzi and sacrifices his life for it. It does allow Nico to sneak forward, though.
First time an opening man advantage has been gained by the Swedes in quite a while, but Nico's still so aggressive. Needs a couple of kills here.
Gets away with hand-push, can't transfer fully over towards Rez. So 4 on 3 in NIP's exchange. Hunter now with the AWP picked up and set in. Ready to receive more. Flashbang turned away from, leans up. Good shot towards Plopsky. Evens up the standings once again.
Oh, double AWPs to try and defend up against the A site. Hunter turning away from the flash and finding the instant connection. And now for NIP, they're running into A. They've got to deal with both of these AWPs.
Molotov's ringing out to the sandbags. No smokes to try and cover it off, and Alexi falls away from position. Nade could have come in close towards both him and S-Attack. Actually might land on all 3 players. S-Attack just sponges it, and his teammates maintain their lives for the most part. Leg shot on Fuzi, though. 12 points of HP. Alexi continuing to do damage through the smoke. Shots continue to ring out. That bomb is going to try and go down in the last few seconds, but the smokes are going to clear. The Deagle can strike, get away with 1. Stand his way on through, switch to the AK and everything. Look for S-Attack, the AWPer, waiting for his chance to strike. The bomb's got to go down right now, and Alexi going in for the knives. And rounds to bring back on the CT side as we get to the pistol. G2 making their fast moves up towards side alley already. Hampus with his USP will body block the smoke, at least try and suppress them a little bit more. It's Rez with the dualies, picking up the opener against Monacy, wrapping the corner against Nico, who does get credit by S-Tag at least for a 2-for-1. That bomb being spotted, and Plopsky also chimes in. Now left to 2 players on the G2 side, and finally it looks like NIP are going to catch a break.
Yeah, what a body block that was in the smoke, because it just siphoned off that crunch to come through from the top of ramp and that side alley yellow position, and almost fought the defenses to give the advantage, to slow that round down. That the players entering forward of Monacy, Hunter, and Alexi aren't even able to find an entry at all. And for Jackson Nico, they're trying to force a mistake. They're trying to get an aggro duel for NIP, anything at this point.
Nico only a few pixels away from being spotted out by Hampus. S-Attack hiding behind the orange boxes, getting Jax instead. Now all up to Nico to ace clutch in this round with 28 points of HP. Already a player down for his own part. The trade out for the weapons now will reveal his position. The P250 is at least picked up, but can't land a shot onto Hampus, and rotations will be called in by the opposition here. You got Fuzi on the backstab down the stairs. And again, NIP, an all-important pistol to save a lifeline, catch a small break now in this map up. It's one step and a very long road back, though.
Very clever here for NIP, peeking together, not really giving up any
From G2 in this follow-up default. A bit more aggression from Nico and Alexi, though. Starting to press in with no counter smokes back for NIP. More deeper onto the ramp position for the T side as they'll lean forward and not take contact.
The respect that NIP are giving over here at RAP. They're not even fighting for it. They're allowing room for Jax to work with to put that smoke down towards CT spawn. G2 can just set themselves up to go for an AP.
Perfect spray in for Alexi, catching Fuzi, and G2 will gain site access. This might already be a safe call for NIP, although they've got to consider going for the retake, considering the severe deficit they've got to try and bring back from here. Damage being done to Hunter, at least at 26 points of HP. Weaker weapons on the retake. They've lost an M4. The mask getting reloaded. Rez taking some damage as well, so it continues to get worse and worse for the NIP retake as Rez will fall through the wall bang to Hunter. Another kill to add to his tally. 24 deep in this matchup. Smoke's going down. They'll try get to the site, try hold on to the defuse. It's Jax watching for the flank just in case, but no, they're all committing. Tag next to drop. Plopsky and Hampers can combine, get away with a couple of decent kills, but not enough to hold off the T side. Losing an all-important one, can at least buy back the weapons thanks to the saved money. But only a couple of M4s coming out forward and wrap the corner already for Alexi B. Going to press the issue and catch off Plopsky, kick things off on the right foot. Molotov's going down. That's a tag with the Deagle, going to hold off against them all. Molotov's the way even. He's on low HP. Hampus now dead. Does give an M4 back to his teammate, but definitely would have been a better player here. On such little HP. Again, he's going to go falling so effectively. 5 versus 2. G2 in full control. Fuzi getting Jax at least. But this will not be a retake, especially with Rez now
moving away from A.
Incendiary's going down. We'll start to clear up with the smokes up from the T side line. Pressing one entryway to the site. NIP will have to focus wholeheartedly on the retake. No choice but to commit towards it here. G2 getting that bomb up here from Undersea. Nades up. Fuzi's dead. Bomb plant will go down. 40 seconds now for G2 to take the first map away. NIP's own map pick. Smoke's going down. Suppressing another CT player. He's the player with the pistol, Plopsky with the rifle, the FAMAS versus them all. Does get Modesty at least. There's so much more to find as he wraps in. Tag will fall, and Jax will close it out with a triple and a 16-4 map win, a quick map win for G2.